Alrighty, so back from my little break, and yes, it was a little longer than I expected because I did have a little fall when I was snowboarding and kind of tweaked the heck out of my neck, but I'm all good now except for the fact that I traded like absolute trash this week. Basically, I decided to try out the 50k starter plus account for MyFundedFutures because it was 25% off, so add another, what, 95 bucks to the expenses, putting me to a total of $840 spent on prop firms so far. And yeah, I must have hit my head harder than I expected because I suddenly thought I was him this week and just did whatever I wanted. The only real rule I set for myself was to stop trading if I hit a loss of $500 in a day, but as you can tell from the title, I ended up breaking this rule anyways to hit the max drawdown of 2,000 within 3 days. Alrighty, to start off the new account for this week, I saw that we did have a little move up from Friday and was overall feeling a little bullish, looking for price to head up towards these 400s, but off market open price kind of just did the opposite and had a fat drop towards the 1900s. With that, I decided to take a short after seeing a rejection off the moving average and the 100s looking to catch a fat move down, but instead price just stalled here for a few minutes before eventually bouncing back up and taking me out for a loss. After that bounce, I may have gotten some fat FOMO and yeah, I just jumped in along wanting to see that original idea of price moving up towards the 400s play out. But yeah, with this trash entry, I also wanted to have a wider stop loss below the moving average, which yeah, was just quickly tapped for a fat loss here. So yeah, I should have just waited for an actual pullback and bounce off the moving average, which is kind of showing up here. So I did re-enter long looking for that bounce up, but again, I was just impatient and needed to wait for the candle to actually close because yeah, with that close, it didn't look too great now. And since I just took that massive L from the last trade, I was already close to my 500 daily loss limit I set for myself, so I ended up just bailing for a smaller loss here to end off the day, where overall it's just a shit day for me and just a sad start for the new account with a loss of $496 on the first day. So for today, I was just impatient and taking trash trades yet again. At the start of the day, I did see the market kind of stay in this range from the 800 to 200, so I was looking for price to head towards one of those levels, and off market open, price did pop up, so I got on long off this bounce off the moving average as well as these pre-market highs, which price just pumped up hella fast, so I decided to shoot for a higher target and had my stop loss trail price. Eventually, I did just set my stop loss below this quick pullback, and yeah, price just came back down and tapped it for a small profit, but that also got another bounce up, so I decided just to re-enter because I was still liking the longs here, and we did get another quick push up, so I moved my stop loss to break even and was still waiting for that push up towards the 150s, but I might have gotten too greedy and didn't want to trail my stop loss, which almost led to me losing all my profits as price came back down. However, price did get another fat bounce off the moving average with this fat wick, so I also decided to add one more contract to the trade, which kind of just ended up costing me as his next candle spiked price down to stop me out for a loss. We did end up getting that push up right after though, so damn, but that did also get slapped down hard with price just plummeting lower. I don't know what that drop was, but it did get slightly bought back up, so I jumped in along looking for price to shoot back up quickly, but nope, it was just quickly wrong for a loss. After that, I don't know, I was just really stubborn and still wanted to see price shoot up, so I just re-entered long again for no reason. However, shortly after I realized how stupid it was, I did just bail out to take a smaller loss, but damn though, we did get a pop-up like a few minutes later, man, so fuck. Again though, that pop-up did get rejected with this fat red candle out of nowhere, so with that, I should have just waited a bit to see what the market was gonna do. Instead, I don't know why, but my brain was like, that's a fat wick, I'ma just gamble on a long real quick, which yeah, was just stupid, and I got stopped out for another loss. So with that gamble, I was just spiraling and ended up hopping in a short one and see another fat drop down, but instead price just chopped up and got me out for a loss. With that and everything else that happened today, I don't know, I just lost it and re-entered short again cause fuck it. But with this red candle getting bought back up and me already being close to my daily loss limit, I just bailed out early for a small loss. After that, I did just rage quit for the day and close his charts to bring home an L of 512 bucks today. So being down 1,000 already within 2 days, it's time to lock in, right? Nope, today I just crashed out yet again. At the start of the day, I was a bit more bearish, but was still looking for price to stay in more of a range. But off market open, price did pop up a little, so I ended up hopping in along because I saw these wicks off the moving average. And you know what's the problem here? Well, I am basically gambling against the trend and going against the 5-minute moving average. But also, yet again, I was just impatient and jumped in long before waiting for this candle to close. So yeah, with that close, I did just take a quick loss here. But like right after that, price did get a little wick off the moving average again, so I re-entered long. Again, not learning from my last mistake and entering way before this candle closed though, so when it did turn red for a little bit, I got scared and bailed out for a loss. However, had I just waited for the candle to close to enter along, I could have saved myself 250 bucks and been in a free long right here that's working out. With that, I was a little salty about fumbling that earlier long opportunity that I did just get in another long off a bounce off the moving average, which did get a little jump up, so it was looking good to break this pre-market level until this next candle just slapped price down and stopped me out shortly after for a loss. So overall, these losses could have just been avoided if I just patiently waited for a break and retest of this key level instead as confirmation, but nope, can't do that. And now with being close to my $500 loss limit, I decided just to ignore that shit and FOMO would jump into a short, which yeah, as you can tell, I just didn't care anymore for the account. Price did get a little pullback, but was rejected, so I was like, damn, this might be a decent short now, and added one more contract. Initially, I was going for the bottom of the pre-market range near the 500s, but seeing how heavy selling was, I was like, shoot, let's see if we can actually just snap this level. So I trailed price down, placing my stop above each decent pullback attempt until we got close to that key level where I tightened up my stop loss, wanting to see this level snap easily. But then a thought entered my head to just loosen up and see what happens. wins. So I ended up moving my stop loss back up, and yeah, that was a big mistake as price just bounced up, erasing my gains for a small profit. With that, I just went ballistic and just started unleashing trades again. I went in long wanting that bounce up because I was just salty from the last trade, just to bail out shortly after for a small loss. Then I went in short, still wanting that fat breakdown, but nah, I got stopped out instead. With that, I did go back in a long, and oh my god, I doubled my contract size to 6 micros here. But after a bit of stalling, price did push up. However, again, I was just a greedy bitch and wanted to see price break up higher, so I kept adding contracts wanting to see buyer support price here, but nope, nothing, so I just got stopped out near break even. I then just proceeded to keep switching between shorts and longs, just taking L's left and right in the chop until I blew the account. And yes, I knew we were chopping, but I just kept taking trades anyways, so with that, I blew the account in a record time of 3 days because I'm just an impatient bitch. So yeah, that was a shit show. I don't think we really need to talk about the trading this week because it was even more sloppier than ever. Instead though, I was able to finesse 2 50k starter plus accounts for MyFundedFutures to give out. So you know the drill, and fill out the form labeled "huh" in the description before April 26th for a chance to get one. Also, there has been ongoing weekly deals at MyFundedFutures for April, with the most recent one being 40% off eval to live accounts, which is expiring soon on April 21st. So if you want to know what the next deal is, I'll probably make a low-key tweet about it. So go follow my Twitter if you're trying to know more about these future deals faster, I guess. Now with the loot given out, I guess it's a good time to just reflect, because at this rate I am just blowing through accounts left and right and haven't really gotten any payouts or results yet. And I don't know, lately it has been feeling like I've gotten way worse with my patience overall. I think the main reason for me being so impatient lately is that it's almost been a year since I started day trading and I still have no results or payouts to show for this. So I've kind of been itching to take trades left and right every day to somehow make my way to a payout soon, but that's just putting me back in the same mindset I had when I first started, so it's just toxic. Sure, there are people out there that can become profitable and see payouts in less than a year, but I just gotta accept that that's just not me. So instead of worrying about profits and wins for now, I just need to focus on whether or not trades I take fit my entry checklist, which in the last few weeks I haven't been using at all. So going forward, I'm going to keep using prop firm accounts since I do fund them with the money I get from YouTube AdSense and all of y'all's continued support. So thanks for watching as always. So expect a small shift to the video layouts, but other than that, I guess I'll see you next week.